Well, I'm going to welcome myself to the Subaru community because we just got our first Subaru 2 days ago, and now we're giving it the first wash, and we're a good look over a few things that are a little bit different than what I had expected. And I'm going to do the installation for the cross rails for the roof rack. It came with the car. I didn't especially order them, but they were already put on at the factory. So we had to take them, so I'm going to put them on, and we'll see how that goes. Well, the first thing I encountered was on the end of the box. It's an official Subaru package, and it's sealed up and all, but there's a label on the end of the box that says, instructions are not included. You'll have to go to techinfo.subaru.com, and I went there, and there's a login. And in order to get logged in, to get the information, you have to have an account, which requires a subscription. Showstopper for me right there. Went and did some additional research on the internet. I found some installation instructions. The part number is just a little bit different. The last 2 digits are a little different, but I think it's going to be okay. I'm going to follow those directions. The front crossbar is a little bit longer than the rear. A little bit longer. That is the front crossbar there. And when I flip it over, the front crossbar has a couple of stickers on there. And one reads that increased wind noise may be experienced when crossbars are installed. I had kind of heard about this already, so we'll see. Okay, as we just saw, the front rail is a little bit longer than the rear. And I'm going to place the front one right along in here. It has to go somewhere between this support and that support. And I'm going to put it along in here because, like I had mentioned, I'm probably not going to use this anytime soon. I don't want to deal with excessive noise coming with it. So I'll try it here to start with. And then on the rear, it has to go somewhere between this support, that support. I'm going to put it closer to the back here because I think some instructions I've read somewhere say to mount this whole system as far back as you can for the weight. So let's get started with that installation. Okay, I've got the front rail right here, and it has an arrow here to show you how to place it. So this will go something like that. And the instructions say to take this tool, which it's kind of like a hex end on both ends, and it's got a tab here that's going to act like a torque wrench. We'll figure that out when we get there. But for now, there's one bolt on the top side of this rail, and that needs to be backed out until this piece around here is movable. So let's get to work on that. Okay, when it gets far enough out where you can swing it around, that's what it wants you to do. So it should be hanging like that. I'm gonna go ahead and do the other end, and I'll be right back. All right, both pieces are loose like they should be. Move my step in, and the arrow says the front of the vehicle is this way. And it just sits right in there. Let me move the camera so you get a better view. So you'll just take this piece and swing it around. It comes up in the rear. And it kind of has an indentation where it latches in. What I'm seeing here is on the outside, there's kind of a, where it snaps in there, but it's not going in. And I think it's going to be because I've got to tighten this up, and then it'll come together. Yeah, and as you get tighter, it kind of goes in place because all this needs to be flush out here. I'm going to leave it right there until I get the other side going. And while I'm thinking about it, this is a 2024 Ascent. And there are a couple of things, 2 or 3 things that's different from the 24 than there was on the 2023. I haven't seen that in documentation anywhere, and the salesmen don't have a good answer for that. But I found at least 2 things that's different, and I'm going to make another video showing you that. And in that video, we're also going to talk about the battery, because I know with Subaru and batteries, that's kind of a subject that we all need to be aware of. So right off the bat, this one here lined up good on the outside. I'm just going to tighten it down. And I'm just eyeballing these, but they look good. Trying to see how this lines up with the moonroof, because it is going to obstruct that a little bit. But we live in Florida. It gets awfully hot and sunny here, so we're not big fans of the moonroof. I'll probably have my moonroof glass tinted to ensure more of the sun is blocked out. Okay, that's pretty firm right there. Going to take a break. I'm going to read these instructions and see what it says about torquing, because we're going to use this little tool here to torque these. So I reread the directions, and it said to place this front bar as far back as you can to minimize any wind noise you might have. And I did that. I've got that moved back just as far as it'll go. Now we're going to take the tool and we're going to torque these nuts here, or these screws. And I'm sure you can't see this, but there is the second little, that's going to be an indicator rod there, then a tab with a line on it. And these torque to 70.8 inch-pounds. So when this bar lines up with that red tab, that's when you've got your 70.8 inch-pounds. It's going to be hard to see it because the mark is on the bottom of the tab. Okay, that's it. I'll go and do the other side now. After you get the hang of this little tool, it's clearly doable. Okay, and that's torqued down. I'm going to go and do the same thing on the rear rail, then we'll come back and talk about it. Now, to store your little torque tool here, the instructions recommend to put it in your glove box. Well, I've got too much stuff in the glove box already, so I'm going to put it here in the back with the tire changing tools. The only place it fits well is here next to the jack. Put it in. Snaps up good. Close it down. And it'll be there for next time. And here's the finished installation right there. The real test is going to come the next time I drive, and I'll get up to speed and see if there's any excessive noise coming off. Well, I thought it was going to be a 10-minute job, but ended up being more like a half hour, and that was because I had to go and find the instructions and back and forth and all, and learning how to use a little torque bar. But it's worked out good. Now, like I said at the start of the video, I'm not sure I even wanted these crossbars, but they came with a unit, and I didn't want to just stuff them in the garage. It'll be one more thing that I have to keep up with in there. So I put them on. If they do create noise, I'll let you know. I'm gonna keep this video open for another day until I do a test drive. So stick around for that test drive. Well, I can't hear any wind noise. I do hear a little road noise, which may be drowning that out. But as far as wind noise goes, I can't hear any coming off of the roof, off those crossbars. So I guess we're going to leave them there. If anything changes, I'll make sure I let you know. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please click the like button. Leave me a comment down below. Until next time, enjoy your Subaru.